Hello, welcome to another real-time composing episode with all the boring pauses where I find instruments and notes taken out. This should be a fun one because we're doing light comedy today. Don't forget, there's loads more on a playlist somewhere over there. If you like this sort of thing, like and subscribe, always appreciated. So let's look at the description. I'll put it underneath the video so you can read it in full. But we're looking at light-hearted comedic cues designed to underscore cheerful, funny, playful moments. So musically, we're thinking pizzicato strings, marimbas, ukuleles, bouncy, memorable melodies. So mishaps on the Great British Bake Off, laugh out, fails on Nailed It, things like that. So let's get going. I'm probably just going to start with pizzicato strings because that's in the suggestion of the brief and see what I come up with. See you in a sec. Okay, so I've got a pizzicato line using BBC SO Violins 1 on the pizzicato setting. All I've done, it looks quite long, but if you look at these patterns here, they are identical as they go along in many respects because the first time through is exactly the same as the third time, and the second has a pause in it, the fourth has a few extra notes to finish off the phrase. Let's play that first one. So there's the pause, identical to the first, a few extra notes at the end. All I've done then is slightly change the key. So we're sort of thinking D minor 7 with a blues note, so that flattened fifth, then G minor 7 as well for the middle section and back to D minor 7. The end is pretty much a replication of the beginning apart from the very few final notes, which gives it a more finished feel, I think. Okay, probably going to layer this with some more strings, so see when I've done that. And there we go, we've got some extra layers in. Now all I've done is stuck with the same library. That's a very good idea when you're composing and using these orchestral elements. Pick an orchestral library you like, but probably stick to it so they've got that same sound and they are naturally sitting in the same place. I've got violin 2 pizzicato sitting an octave below violin 1, and then the cello I've put another octave below, so we get this sound. There's the notes. In case you wanted to follow along. Okay, probably some sort of bass, maybe? Well, we were told it was supposed to be light comedy, so I've gone with a tuba, classic instrument. So we've got some simple notes there. Just alternating between the D and the A. When I've changed the chord, I decided to have a slightly different rhythm. So it's more following the scale now. Towards the end, we've also got this section. Let's go back a little bit further with the run. There we go, coming together quite nicely. Some more melodic instruments, I think. Okay, so I've gone a classic pairing of clarinets and bassoons. As you can see here, they are an octave apart from each other, and also one is sort of out of the way of the other. So we've got the clarinet and then the bassoon, so call and response type thing. Slightly overlapping, but I think it works quite well, a little bit unexpected, and we're supposed to be light-hearted anyway. So that's starting to sound quite nice with everything. I think I'm going to look for some percussion. There we go. It looks like 3 elements of percussion, but actually this BBC Woodblocks, as I've labelled it, that's the main sound. But we've got some clicks in there as well. We've got a triangle, and up till now I've been using BBC SO, but in Sequis I found this shaker sound. If I just solo that, which sounds quite nice. We've got some light triangle hits going on as well. And then these wood blocks come in as well. So with everything else, I can take the click off now that we've got that going. Okay, what else can we add? See you in a sec. Aha, I found a xylophone and some flutes, because the xylophones can pick out the wood blocks, but they've obviously got a tuned element to them. And later on we can play with that a little bit more when we get into that second section. And this is where I've started introducing the flute, is that second section, just doing something nice and simple. And then for the end, as you can see in the MIDI notes, we go up an octave. So we're adding energy, we're adding more notes as we go along. And we've got this sort of thing going on. And towards the end, they join in with a nice little run as well. Okay, I'm going to have a listen through to that, because we seem to have quite a lot of elements going for us at the moment, and I don't want to go too mad. So I'll see you when I've had a think. Okay, so I did have a little bit of a think, and I've actually put in the violas. So remember at the start we had violins 1, 2 and cello, so we didn't have any violas in. What I've done is put them onto the spiccato setting, and this brings out the body. So it is literally a copy of the violin 2 part, but if I play it without the violas, and then with, so you're getting a much fuller sound. I really like that. So I'm going to play this whole thing for you as a bit of an outro. Don't forget, like and subscribe is always appreciated, and I'll see you back here for part 2. Bye for now.